Good afternoon, it's DJ Sweetly for Let the Youth Live. We're all about solutions to keeping the youth alive. It's a state of emergency on our streets. We have to work together to action these solutions. Massive shout out to AV, how you doing? Yeah, if you're not already following us on all social platforms, it's Let the Youth Live. Also, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Let the Youth Live. And please check out previous podcasts on Spotify and Apple Podcasts so you can, take in what we've been speaking about. For the last year, we've had so much input from people across the UK. And we've realised that knife crime, serious violence, gun crime, it's affecting us all right across the UK. Massive shout out to Mike Stones. Big up to you, Dallas Legit. How you doing? Blessed Sunday to you too, and to everyone locked in. Now, from what I'm seeing, since the last podcast, things are just escalating out there on the streets. We're trying, with our petitions that we've got, we're doing this Make Noise End Knife Crime initiative. We're doing the Bleed Control campaign. But the more I think about it, I think we need some more direct action. So if there's anyone out there who's got any suggestions, what we could do. I think it was on Scar City News last week or the week before, they had a couple on there who were part of this direct action group, and it was in relation to Palestine and a company big company that's based here, that supplies the weapons or makes the weapons. So they've been doing all sorts of things, blocking up the entrances, gaining control. They got nicked, but they didn't actually, they weren't convicted for anything, because if you are doing direct action that is to save lives, apparently there's like a clause in law that states it's something to do with the Great Fire of London, a law that was in place then, where you can't be convicted because you are saving lives by doing what you're doing. So I thought that was quite interesting to know, that certain acts that we could be doing for action, that we, I might have thought we may have been convicted for, but it might be an option. Massive shout out to Islington Healing Network. Shout out to Jones Kana as well. Good afternoon to you. Now, what I was thinking, so with this direct action, I thought about some various groups over the years, knife crime campaigners, that had done some of that direct action. So we had, I reckon about 3 or 4 years ago, there was a group that went to Facebook headquarters, covered themselves in red blood. It wasn't actual red paint, and did like a protest outside of there. But nothing happened. So I don't know. I presume doing something like that is not, it's been done and it wasn't very effective. Now, we've had suggestions in the past to go to MPs' houses, to go outside their houses and protest. What do you think? Because all these marches that we've done all over the years, all this, campaigning, going to outside Parliament, going to City Hall, and we just keep getting ignored. We're getting ignored. I can't take any more. I want 2022 to be the year of action. where we get our voices heard, where we get some of these solutions implemented. I'm praying, absolutely praying that, you know, something that we do has an effect. We get that meeting with Boris and we get, you know, some solutions in place, some laws changed, and it has to happen soon, you know. I'm still struggling, people, with the initiatives that I've got going on. So if you can, anybody that's listening, anybody up on this live, please, I need your assistance. A massive shout out to Josh. He's just joined us as well. So we have the Bleed Control campaign, the nationwide campaign that has been going for around 5 years. We're concentrating at the moment on London communities to get the bleed control cabinets and kits throughout London, as we are well behind. We are, embarrassingly behind. We need to sort this out. We need to get them across London, and we need to do this as soon as possible, because this is not, you know, all the solution. You know, this is one part of keeping the youth alive. Now, they need to be everywhere. They need to be, you know, within kind of 5 minutes apart from each other. And at the moment, I mean, I can say in London, I've put in a few in Peckham now and East Dulwich. The Met Police, that's another wonderful thing. The Met Police have taken their first bleed control kit. Daniel Baird Foundation kit, which is amazing. Massive shout out to Wayne Hill. How you doing? So that was amazing news that happened in the last, say, week or so. Now, the police, the City of London Police, they had a rollout of the kits around 2 years ago. It was just the City of London Police, and also a rollout into the City of London, into pubs and clubs, right? But it didn't actually get any further than that. But what I'm praying now is that now the Met have got on board, that they will be rolled out within quite a few of their forces, and eventually the whole force, the whole Met. So that was great news. Because, I mean, they should be on board with the police in every vehicle. It should be law. They should be in, you know, buildings, public buildings, anywhere where there's a lot of people. Should be legal requirement. So we've got that campaign going on. And I just want to say as well done to Lynn Baird, you know, who actually was the person who designed these kits, and the whole concept of having them to save life from catastrophic bleeding. She recently won Pride of Birmingham award for the campaign. So well done to you, Lynn. I'm so proud of you. Not only winning a MBE as well for the campaign, and Pride of Britain as well. But, you know, these kits are saving lives. They keep people alive. I can't stress, you know, how, like, vital these are in every community, not just in the UK, but, you know, across the globe. Now, one of our ladies I think she's in Lincolnshire, she's been shipping out these kits to the Ukraine. You know, they will save lives, right? We need your support to get these into every area across the UK. By any means, you know, if you can share the campaign, donate to the campaign. We've actually got a GoFundMe on Let the Youth Live. It's in our bio. So please donate to that. We're halfway to our cabinet for Camberwell, South East London. Halfway to a cabinet there. We've already paid for the one for Peckham. but we're still waiting for the permission. So I've got a feeling I may be going back into the newspapers in this week coming to speak about that. But it's ridiculous. Like, this is people's lives, and I'm seeing so much red tape, so much bureaucracy that's stopping these life-saving initiatives. So that's, we've got that going. The next one that we had going, is our petitions. I think we've hit about 250 something signatures, but we need your help, please. Yeah, to share the petition, sign the petition, right? These are 3 life-saving initiatives to keep our youth alive right now. Not next year, now. These things need to happen. Like I said, I'm up for suggestions. If anyone who's listening, right, anybody who's here on the podcast, please, any ideas that you think will work to get the attention that we need, right? We need a meeting with Boris. We need him to call an emergency Cobra meeting. That is the only way we will get law changed really quickly. That is it, right? So I am up for doing what is necessary, okay? I'm up for it. So please give any ideas. Like I said, some of the suggestions were going to the MPs' houses and demonstrating outside there. We've had somebody suggested, all bereaved parents, family members, all heading to Parliament. We did the Your City Says No. We got together, 53 towns and cities to say no to serious youth violence. And again, that went on the news, loads of people, but nothing was changed. So this has to be done this year, right? We can't just keep letting it happen. We can't just keep losing our children. We have to take action, and we need to do it right now. Yeah, like I keep saying, 2022, year for action. We can't keep talking. We can't just keep discussing, We have to do things. Massive big up to Project for Youth Empowerment. Big up to you. All right, would love to get you on the live. Big up to you. Influence Get 'em. How you doing? Enough love to you. Yes, it certainly is sad times. And I've always thought things were bad for the youth, but this is, who's protecting our children? And I keep saying this, who is protecting them, right? The whole environment out there is promoting this shit. It's promoting the lifestyle. It's promoting the culture. The music's doing it. We've got the radio stations promoting it. We've got the record labels promoting all of it, right? Glamorizing this shit. And it's the death of our children. Now, it's not just in the UK. This is a global issue. This is global. Now, I read somewhere that, on the end of every drug, right, is the exploitation of a child, right? So, this is one thing that, I've put it out there before, right? The war on drugs is killing our children. It's actually, they're on the end, all these county lines. I don't know if you have that over in America, IG, right? But we've got people in our community preying on our children, right? And grooming them to get involved in trafficking drugs, right, to the country. I am sick of it, right? And I am trying to help, parents, carers, right? So what is going on. We don't stop seeing missing children, right? Majority of them are county lines. where they've been groomed and taken away. Big up to D3 Woman. How are you doing today? Yeah, if anyone would like to join me on the live, I would love that. It'd be great if anyone's got anything to import, anything to add to that, any ideas. Because what I'm finding, right, so at Let the Youth Live, we have set up loads of initiatives that people can jump on. It will take virtually a minute to do, right? So sign petitions, right? One is it's got 3 life-saving things on it for the youth, right? And it takes 30 seconds to sign. Shout out to Lokes. How you doing today? So we've got petitions, right? Now, I came across another petition that I am really trying, right, to get people on board with. It's not my petition, but some people I've been speaking to in the last, say, 6 months, they thought of something similar, and I suggested that they did a petition. Hello to Her Spirit Has Awakened. Big up to my US crew. Yeah, so petitions. So we've got, so the other petition that I came across, and I kept saying this to people, do your own petition. Things aren't going to change if you don't, attempt to do it, because who's going to do it? The petition that we've got up, nobody has done anything similar, right? The one we've got, and it's called Let the Youth Live Now. We've got bleed control on it. We've got patrols, the police with the community, right? So the police can build up their trust. The community can oversee it, right? And we're keeping our youth safe. The third thing was metal detectors in schools. That Sadiq Khan has already done it, right? 4 years ago, because he said it was so urgent in every school. And for some reason, it just stopped, right? So we need this to be rolled out, right? So that's the 3 things, right? So the last thing was metal detectors in schools, right? I may add to this petition with regards to mental health, because one of the interviews I did a couple of weeks back with Ricky Vintage, we talked quite in depth about mental health, and a lot of the things that we're seeing with the youth, like the after school fighting on on the bus, on a normal bus, fighting with knives, right? The school kids trying to meet up and they've got bleach and knives, right? It's not normal behaviour, right? It's not normal behaviour. There's something amiss, right? And we need to get the young people the help that they need, all right? So I may put that on the petition, but I'm just going to say, so we're putting all these life-saving initiatives out there for people to jump on, right? Because people keep saying they've had enough. People keep saying, we want to help. People keep saying, right, it has to change, right? But we're putting these things in front of people and they're not doing anything, all right? So I did say, doing all these initiatives, we would just be observing, who gets involved, who doesn't get involved. We've made it as simple as possible for everyone, okay? So the third initiative that we've got going is the Make Noise, Say No to Knife Crime. And it's not just for knife crime, gun crime, serious youth violence, right? And if everybody across the UK came out, and to be honest, actually, IG, this is something we could attempt to do global. I don't see why not. But it's about getting the right people on board, right? Who you don't have to beg, twist their arms, try and convince them, right, that things are that bad out there. You need to do something, right? You can't continue to keep doing nothing apart from posting, the viral videos, right? Posting somebody else bleeding to death on the streets, right? We are sick of it. It's disgusting, right? And it's time for action, right? So I'm reaching out to the people who, actually care, really want to do something. I know we can do whatever we need to do, right? I know that we can do it, but we have to have the right people on board who actually want to do something. I keep saying this as well. I'm signed up to loads of anti-knife crime platforms all over the place, right? Also platforms where, the founder is somebody that, says they care about, stopping knife crime. They care about, but when you approach them or message them or, try and suggest something, you get blankety blank, right? And that I can't understand, because we should be working together, helping one another, pushing everybody's initiatives. I mean, we've done that from the beginning at Let the Youth Live. We support, exceptional people doing amazing things across the UK. Most times the ones who don't get funding, the ones who, don't get helped at all, right? With the idea that we help to promote what they're doing, get people on board, following them, volunteering for them, right? And getting change made, right? So that is, now the more organisations and people out there who are working in the community that do that, right? The more chance we've got of action. Because what I'm seeing right now is people just keeping their own things, right? Look at us, look how amazing we are, look what we're doing, right? But I'm just saying, I'm going to put this out there, right? I haven't seen any improvements, right? In any of it, in all the deaths of our children, right? I haven't seen any improvement, because I'm saying the same stuff what I was saying 4 years ago, right? It's an emergency, what's going on, right? Why can't people stand up for this, right? Our children are being preyed on. And it's time, right? But I mean, I can't force people to do it, right? And this is what I've said. I'm going with the people that just know. They know what's going on, right? And it's about working together. It's about uniting, right? Now, I want to shout out all them people that do unite with us, that do share stuff, that do get involved, right? And they're doing, right? So big up to the do crew, all right? Because it's about doing, right? And if we don't do it now, I'm going to put this out there again. Anything that the government has started to put into place, right? And that's if they consistently carry on. 10 years till any of us see an improvement, right? But that's not going to stop the death rates. It's not going to stop the bleeding to death on the streets. It's not going to stop any of that. Are people happy to wait for 10 years, right? Because I'm not. We can't wait for them. Shout out to Astral Pilgrim. Big up to Amda as well. And Her Spirit Has Awakened says, you are right. The thing is, I don't know, right, how I can get it through to people more, right, out there. How, urgent this situation is. Now, I mean, I've thought of all sort of things over the years, what can I do to get, the government's attention? Now, we've got loads of people out here trying to get the government's attention, getting, but nothing's ever happened, right? So that's from marching. I haven't really seen any petitions getting in over the years. They've all either been turned down or not made the, the amount that they needed to, or Parliament's been closed. But it's the not doing anything, and what it's all the posting of negativity consistently, right? I'm still seeing, after all these years, people posting up horrific videos for awareness, right? No, what we want now is solutions to action. But we put the solutions out and people come with the problems. So we're going to keep pushing with what we're doing, okay? So no one can ever say, you know, there wasn't any initiatives, nothing to jump on, nothing to get involved in, because there is. There's loads to get involved in. And can you imagine, like, if people actually start doing this now, if they start getting involved now, right? We could see action by the end of the year. Now, I'm just going to speak about the other petition, the one that's not mine, kind of went off on a bit of a tangent. So I came across this other petition, and it was something very similar to what had been mentioned to me, someone else's idea. Now, this petition is for a National Remembrance Day for knife crime victims, right? And serious violence and shootings. So a national day to remember these poor victims, right? So the lady that set this up, she lost her son. And I think she's trying to get the petition. You can see that on our page. So please, I'm going to put it up on the story and put the link on as well. So please sign that, right? Now, we need people to share that, not only sign it, because the date that we want this to be on is September this year, all right? Now, can you imagine if everybody just gets involved in that, right? Shares the petition. Luckily, this lady had done quite a bit on her own, and she'd nearly raised, I think about nearly 500 signatures. So that's why I've chosen to start promoting this one, getting on board, because I know what it's like. Like, I've started my own petition, and it's been like pulling teeth, right? And you would think parents, carers would be jumping at putting a signature to get something that's never been put out there before on a petition that will save the youth's lives, and starting now, right? So please, can you spread the word? Please, tell a friend to tell a friend. Please get signing, right? So this National Remembrance Day, massive shout out to Claire. How you doing, my darling? Yeah, so the National Remembrance Day, right, one day every year in September. I think it's going to be the 25th of September. But that's if we get the signatures, right? I would say this is so important for families that have lost their children, their family members, right, to murder, right? Let's give them that. Please, right? That's the least they should have. Or a day where they can remember their lost one and they're not forgotten. So please share that petition, get involved, pass it on, share it everywhere that you can. And yes, yep, you're so right, Claire. We need to do this as a village. But what I'm finding, right, is it's just seems to be like a handful of us, right, who are on board, who want to do something, right, instead of just talking, right? Because all over these platforms everywhere, people were chatting shit, right, posting up gory videos, like horrific, you know, the knives, the blood, right, to further traumatise people. I mean, I've put this out so many times, right, that you pass these images on, right, and you are transferring the trauma to someone else who doesn't need to see that. What we want to do is work on solutions together, right? And exactly, Claire, they're waiting till it lands on their doorstep, because majority of the people out there that support are bereaved family, right? Bereaved parents, right? Bereaved nans, right? I don't know what it's going to take, right? I'm pushing myself to speak out more, right? In a variety of places, you know, fighting my anxiety, because this is so fucking important, right? Every day we're losing kids. Every day it's another murder. It's another stabbing, right? Another, you know, we have to action, right? So it's about getting the right people on board, right? Pushing these initiatives, and then by the end of this year, we'll have action. We'll have a variety of things that we've actually done this year, right? Now, right, so the bleed control campaign, right? So we've got that. And what I've said is London is well behind, right? So we need help pushing that in London, right? I'm up against it here. Right, Birmingham, they were the first bleed control city. They're doing amazing, right? Plus, loads of places across the UK are doing fantastic, right? I'm so proud of them. Nottingham, Manchester, who else? I think Liverpool, right? Gloucestershire, Essex, right? Big up. I've seen some amazing, right, teamwork, right? Proper teamwork, right? And that's why it's happening. That's why it's rolling out. But we need that here in London. We definitely need that here in London. I feel like I'm talking on deaf ears, right? I just get ignored, not by any of you, but, you know, like I said, these big knife crime platforms, these big, these celebrities that say they're about it, right? When you go to them and go, right, can you give us a hand with this? Or could you put that up on your story? Blank, right? I swear when I see these people, yeah, because I don't get it. I don't get it at all, right? So bleed control campaign, right? Then the petition, well, there's 2 petitions. So there's one that we're doing, which is 3 life-saving initiatives for all our kids across the UK, all right? So, bleed control as law, patrols, police with the community, not on their own, right? In our communities to get our kids to and from school and outside of school, right? And then metal detectors in our schools, all right? Now, they're the 3 for that. Now, the final initiative is what has been happening every Sunday, all right? Make noise, end knife crime, right? But it's not just for knife crime. This is against serious violence. It's against gun crime, knife crime, because we're seeing loads more shootings, right? And it's broad daylight. They don't care anymore, right? They don't care. They don't care what time, outside schools, you know. Yeah. So we've got to protect our children, right? So the idea behind Make Noise, End Knife Crime is to show that we can work together, right? Now, so far, there's been a handful of us, all right, that have held it together for 6 weeks. This is week 6, right, of Make Noise, End Knife Crime. And yeah, Claire, it is. And the thing is, right, so yeah, it's like we are turning into America. You've got to remember, we follow on. We always follow America, right? Now, the first drill rapping in America, right? And now it's here and everywhere else as well, right? Now, I mean, that's another major thing that needs sorting, right, is the music that's being pushed out as well. So that's that's a whole nother subject there. But yeah, so it's about, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Are we just going to leave it? Because I know we've got a lot of shit going on, right? We've got, this, and it's hardly surprising people can't, think about oh my God, our children out here, right? But they should be a priority. And we're sending them out to school because we're told to, right? You don't send them to school, you're going to get nicked, or you're going to get fined, or you're going to whatever, right? But they're not ensuring, right? Who's ensuring our children's safety? On the bus, right? On the way to school, right? Outside school, in food shops, at a party, right? They are not protected out there, right? So it's down to us to get some action so that this happens. Massive shout out to you, the gift of manhood. How you doing? And make sure everyone, please follow them up, doing amazing work in our communities. I've been pushing Gift of Manhood since we started many years. And also you do for the young queens as well, don't you? Yeah. So please, people, follow them, right? Their initiative is something that needs to be rolled out over the whole of the UK and global, because I know you're global now, right? But that's exactly what I envision with you guys, right? We need you rolled out every school, just everywhere, right? Now, they're the kind of things that need action in, right? But what I was saying just before, right, is that how hard is it to get support out here, right? I was just saying, we're pushing life-saving initiatives, right? People don't want to share, don't want to get involved. This year has to be about action, right? I've been saying the same stuff that I was saying 5 years ago, right? Things are worse though now. They're a lot worse, right? Now, how do we get action? What do we have to do, right? I know that we need Boris's attention to get a Cobra meeting, right? Now, I believe this Cobra meeting will get solutions implemented, and it's going to get laws changed, right? Now, that can happen in a couple of days. This is facts. This can happen, right? But it's going to take us, right, the people, to do something that's going to get their attention. Now, going on the fact of the marches that we've done and the fact of getting 53 towns and cities out 4 years ago, or maybe 3 years ago, and it did nothing. We got on the news, right? Loads of us marched in all different areas all across London, right? But even then, I'm just going to say this actually, because lots of people didn't support that then, right? I envisioned that, you see, if everybody came out to that, we would have got something. But at that point, the people who were organising that weren't asking for anything, right? And I keep saying this, whatever we're doing, we have to be asking, demanding something, right? There's no point going, oh, enough is enough, we've had enough. We need to demand, right? That this has to happen. Now, we know what needs to happen. The government knows what needs to happen, right? So it's about getting that meeting, right? So one of the ways is this make noise, end knife crime, right? So something very simple for people. 30 seconds to a minute, right? And yeah, you're so right, Gift of Manhood, right? It is frustrating, right? People say they want solutions, right? People say, oh, they can't take it, right? Things have to change. You give them that. You're forever doing that, right? Giving people solutions like us, right? You give them the solutions, right? And they give you problems, right? So what I'm doing now is cracking on with the people who are on board, right? Massive shout out to Paul Mackenzie. How you doing? Another exceptional person doing incredible things out in the community. I've supported Paul many years. He's another man with the solutions, right? But it's about working together. It's about pushing each other's initiatives, right? And getting that meeting, right? So the third initiative that we've got that I was just breaking down, right? So we've got the bleed control campaign, right? We have the petitions. So we've got 2 petitions. The one that we're doing, which has 3 life-saving initiatives on it. Okay, so quickly I'll break that down again. Bleed control as law, right? Patrols, which are police with the community together, all right? So before school, after school, at the shops, keeping our children safe, all right? Third thing on that petition is the metal detectors in schools, which Sadiq Khan already rolled out 4 years ago because it was urgent, right? So it's about time he rolls the rest of them out across the whole of London, right? So that's our other petition. Then there's a next petition which we're jumping on because this needs to happen. A National Remembrance Day, all right? National Remembrance Day for victims of knife crime, serious youth violence, this September, right? This is something we can get done, right? But we have to share that petition. We have to sign it, right? So please, anyone listening, anybody, please get on board, right? These are small things that we can all do that will actually action something this year, right? And it would be great at the end of this year to go, wow, right, we've got the bleed control in. Wow, we've got the metal detectors in, right? So, wow, I know that the mayor is definitely doing patrols, right? Now, this was in the knife crime report that was out earlier last year, right? And they recommended a lot of stuff that should be happening, but the patrols. Now, I did go on to Mopac and I did say, hang on, we need patrols with the community, right? So they can build up the trust, right, of the police because the community don't trust them, right? So we need to build that up, but we can't have the community doing our own patrols, right? We can't defend ourselves from machetes and Rambos and the other shit that's, they're being attacked with. So we need the police with us, right? I'm just going to read a few messages as well. Yeah, Paul McKenzie for president. Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. I mean, what you've been putting out, right, for years, right? The videos you put out, Paul, 4 years ago, right? You was trying to help people, right? Giving them awareness, right? 4 years on, right? We're in the same, this is why I'm saying we have to action shit this year, right? 2022, right? I'm even saying if people can think of some ideas, right? What will get the attention that we need, right? What will get it? How do we get Boris to call that meeting? Emergency Cobra meeting. Right, Paul's saying we also need to push for greater control of the way our children are exposed to media. Yep, that is having an impact on. Yeah, right. Now we've spoken a lot about this, Paul. Right, for the last 10 months, we've had loads of input from people across the UK, loads of people out of the community. Right, social media was the biggest thing. Right, the biggest problem. The fact that who's saying 13? Where did they come up with the age 13? That they cannot protect our children from violence, right? Now, we've got the online harms bill coming through, right? Now, I don't know if anybody knows the ins and outs, but I've really researched into it. I do know what it's all about. And I wouldn't really hold my breath, anyone, on that being something that's going to help what's going on, right? Because the specialists were saying we can literally do the same thing for ourselves by going through the civil court, right? And holding social media accountable. But it's something I haven't looked into any kind of further. Right, Gift of Manhood saying there's a global day of community restoration. Oh, wow. Is that a petition? Or has that actually happened? That one. The 29th.co.uk. Right, because the other petition that I'm pushing, right, that I came across, which is it's a National Day of Remembrance, right? And I think that is specifically for the 25th of September this year. But unless people start sharing that like wildfire, right, and signing it, that's not going to happen, right? But yeah, I'll check that out, Gift of Manhood. So right, so the last initiative that we've got going on, we've got the Make Noise, End Knife Crime. Right, now the idea behind this, right, and it wasn't my idea, we trialled this last year, didn't really get much support, but then a bereaved mum heard of the idea and she said, come on, let's do it again. So we started it back up. This is week 6. But the idea behind it, right? So everybody came out for the NHS and we clapped and we made noise, right? Why can't people come out wherever they are and make noise, right? Make noise, right? Now, if we get people across the UK doing this, right? And already we've got Nottingham, Manchester, London, Essex, Birmingham, but only a handful so far, right? But they're the actual places that we've got involved of this, right? So the idea is, right, that so many people do it. They send in the clips, right? Send us your clips of you. It can be beeping your car horn, right? It can be, we've had a lot of kids doing, banging pans and that. They love it. I've been getting all my neighbours out every week. I'm going to be out again today, all right? But the whole aim, right, is to prove we can work together. Now, I've sent this out to lots of people, this initiative. I've asked lots of people to get involved, right? It's something very small. It's not going to take any time, but it's for... The whole point is to get Boris's attention, right? And once we have his attention, we're demanding a Cobra meeting, right? Now, they've never done one for knife crime, which I can't believe. I can't believe that, right? That's how come, you see all the COVID laws, right, that got in, that's how they got them. I mean, you lot probably know that anyway, but they need to do that. Look, we haven't got time, right? We haven't got time. One, to get the bleed control in, right? That's why I was in the newspaper the other week, right? This is ridiculous. London, I just can't believe, right? I'm trying to get London on board, right? It's shocking how behind London is, right? It's really behind. Now, we need the bleed control everywhere, right? As a basic, like, just think of it as like a Band-Aid, say, for example, right? This isn't us saying this is your only solution, this is your only thing, like, right? So this is what should be law already, right? This is the thing. The more I found out over the years about these bleed control kits, right, and what they can help with, which is road traffic accidents, right? Any catastrophic blood loss. So shootings, stabbings, right? They need to be in every public building. Now, we're working on getting that into the defib law, right? So we've got that going on, right? But councils need to get involved. Oh my God, Southwark Council, like, I still haven't been given permission for the cabinet. We've raised the money for Peckham's cabinet. It's been nearly 5 months. Like, it is, yeah. Oh my God. Right, I'm just going to read a couple more messages. So, Gift of Manhood says it's an activist day, maybe. Is it? On the 29th? I'm going to check that out, all right? And Paul's saying, we're holding a summit on the 20th of April called Communicating Change, Parkview Academy, North London. Please come and talk about the bleed control kits. Do you know, I've already signed up, Paul, but that was on Zoom. So I don't know I don't know. If I don't mind, I can talk on the Zoom about it all. And I've got a kit here and I can explain and break down why, right? Because I think a lot of people just don't get it. They really don't get it. And the fact, right, how many we need, right? We need a lot. And the reason why we need a certain type of bleed control kit, right? Because there is only one that can be registered by the ambulance service and 999, right? So the whole point is these are being rolled out across the UK, right? So they have to be be the same quality as on board an ambulance and be authorised as well, all right? So that's why that campaign, like I said, it's been going for about 5 years. But London, I've had a GoFundMe going for 2 years, right? I've raised £315, right? And it's not like I haven't promoted it. I must say, though, that there is stuff going on behind the scenes. There's still, there's a lot of stuff going on. Like, I am working with Lambeth and Southwark Council. And I am going to be coordinating the installation of, quite a lot into the boroughs. But it's not quick enough. Like I keep explaining to them. It's the red tape, the bureaucracy of permissions. Like, it's absolutely crazy. But I'm praying that what's going on at the moment with the council and what they're trying to sort out, that going forward, I won't have these issues. But these issues seem to be everywhere, right? So in all our boroughs, right? So I think so far, cabinet-wise, right, we've got the one in East Dulwich. We've got the one that I've paid for Peckham, but it's not even in there yet, right? Brent have done fantastic. They've put 3 in. And I think Islington have put 3 in, right? That's it, apart from train stations. Now, outside every train station, they should have one, and tube station, right? And the kits need to be, I'd say, five minutes away. That's how many we need, right? Now, the communities are doing wonderful across the UK. London's not doing as good, right? I'm trying to get people to work together. You know, in Birmingham, you got neighbours clubbing together to buy a kit, put it in the local shop, right? Now, I'm going to be so happy once these are just rolled out, right? Because they're like an essential that we need, but we obviously know there's lots more, root level work that has to be done, right? But we're having to spend a lot of time on this, trying to convince people how important these things are and, why we need them. And a lot of people, we don't have problems with stabbings around here. Like, are you mad? Like, it's shocking, absolutely shocking. Right, Paul's saying, that can work. So, so brilliant. So I'll either come on the Zoom, all right, and do a breakdown about the bleed control kits, okay? Or I may try and come, depending on what I've got on that week, all right? Okay? Because oh my God, I got loads going on, like you. And, big up for joining us as well. A real pleasure, all right? Big up to you and thank you. You keep up the great work too, all right? So, so the make noise, end knife crime. What we want is people sending in clips of them making noise, all right? Even, having posters in your window, right? Saying we've had enough of knife crime, because we have, right? We have. Enough is enough. We've said that for many years, and it's about time we have action. It's all about action, and that's what we want, is action. I'm sick of talking and all the things, Paul, that you've gone on about for years, all the, transferring trauma with the people sharing the videos of death and the children dying. You know, there's so many things. But like I said, let's get the bleed control in place. Let's get a meeting, with Boris by any means possible. All right, let's do it. But yeah, so if anybody would like to join me as well on the live, that would be great. If anybody wants to come up, it'd be lovely to hear from some other people. But yes, so anybody who is not already following Paul McKenzie, please make sure you do. So that's Paul MCKEN88 on the old Instagram, and The Gift of Manhood as well. Please make sure to follow them up. Massive shout out to Anushka Williams. Now, the other thing I wanted to touch on is, because I was speaking about it earlier, about others supporting initiatives, right? Other organisations, other people in the community, supporting one another. Right now, there's a guy called 95 Crip, who one of his ideas is to start up associations, which is, on, each estate. And this would be, a selection of people there that could help with situations on that estate, in that area. And he was speaking about having one representative per area. And I know he's reached out to a lot of people in the community. And I know he has been the same as me, blankety blank. But for change to come, right, we have to work together, right? I don't see any improvements in the last 5 years, much as it's not like we're not trying, we're not putting a lot of energy into it. But yes, we need suggestions. We need to get the attention that this deserves, right? And we have to work together. We have to work together. And like I said, support each other's initiatives. I mean, your game, The Gift of Manhood, is it called Ask Me? Ask Me a Question? Something like that. Amazing idea, right? Now that's the same again. People need to just share that, get on board, right? Donate, tell a friend to tell a friend, right? Because communication has been lost in this age, right? That game is perfect. Absolutely perfect, right? Because everything's changed. It's all the phones, all the computers, all the Snapchat. I mean, that's one of our biggest issues. And how do we do something about that? But that would be part of our meeting with Boris, because that's one of the top worries from all parents in the community. But yes, so today, Sunday again, 4:00, we would love you to join us, all right? Even if you just go live, do a minute of noise, right? Tag us in it. This is a solution to get us what we need, right? But we need people on board. Now, we've got a lot of bereaved parents and carers on board, and kind of a handful of community. But we want more people on board. We need to get Boris's attention. It's been running for 6 weeks now. Let's keep this going until we get Boris's attention, all right? So tag us at Make Noise End Knife Crime on Instagram or Facebook, or Let the Youth Live. Tag us in your photos, your videos, right? And also we're on TikTok as well, Let the Youth Live. Now, if you haven't listened to any of our previous podcasts, please do, because then you can get a gist of like what we've been talking about for the last year. There isn't anything we haven't covered, I don't think. And it's all solutions. How can we sort this shit out, right? This is our children's lives, yeah? Our children's. Right? We wait for what the government are doing. Like I said, 10 years. And that is if they consistently keep doing it for 10 years, what they're doing. And I haven't really got faith, because what seems to happen is the funding runs out. So then they have to wait for the next, and then start that back up. But I must say, I have got some positives. Like, I'm seeing a lot of, funding for a lot of really great initiatives recently. And also, I'm seeing some good work from the VRU as well. They're actually helping a lot out here. So big up to them. So there's lots of positives, right? We as a people, we as community, right? The village, right? We have to start doing, right? And I'm not just talking about doing what we're doing, right? I'm talking about helping others to do as well, right? Because we could see a lot of change, like I said, by the end of this year, just by getting involved in the initiatives that we're, promoting at the minute, right? And we always promote others as well. So you will see lots on our page. You will see, exceptional people out here who are giving up their time, right, to help the youth, right? So I'm just going to big you all up now, all right? All of you, right? You know who you are, right? Big up to you. Big up to everyone who supports us as well, right? Sending all of you, everyone locked in, everyone listening, everybody up on the live, all right? Sending all of you lots of blessings, lots of love, all right? Because, in this world, we can't get enough love. We need more love out here, all right? But it's about working together, okay? And just from observation and, running campaigns for years, right? I'm observing, I'm seeing, right? And I'm not here to twist people's arms to force them to do stuff, right? We want the right people on board, the ones who know what's what, who want to get involved because they've had enough, right? And we want to help push the people out here, like Paul McKenzie, right? Like Gift of Manhood, like all these people and organisations that we promote, right? People need to start supporting you more, pushing you more, right? Getting on board with what you're doing, right? You've been shining a light on all of this for years, right? And it's about time, right, that your initiatives are just rolled out, right? I mean, all the videos that you've done, Paul, they should just be in every school, they should be everywhere, right? But it's about all of us supporting one another, pushing these great initiatives, right? Because if they don't get pushed, they're not going anywhere, right? And like I said, I'm sick of reaching out to these celebrities and sick of reaching out to these big knife crime platforms, right? And it's like, hang on, have I got the wrong person? Have I got the wrong, hang on, it says anti-knife, okay. Very strange, right? But I keep saying this, 2022, year for change, right? It's about change. It's about making change, right? And being part of that, okay? Now, right, so 4 o'clock today, make noise, end knife crime. I would love to see your clips, all right? Because I'm going to be out there making lots of noise like I usually do, all right? But I'm not being funny, we should be making noise once a week for all the youth that we've lost, right? What the hell? We've got youth, nip into the shop and don't come home. We've got youths, there was one trying out his mum's bicycle, didn't even make it round the block and he was murdered, right? Kids going to the shop, kids in their school uniform, right? We should be making noise once a week, right? But the difference here, we have an objective, right? Which is Boris meeting Cobra, right? Law changes. That's what we want it for, right? So let's do it, right? Let's try and spread the word, okay? And support us. Send us your videos. Her spirit has awakened and says, absolutely, if we don't stand up for our kids, who will? And this is what I mean, right? So we're sending our kids to school because they have to go, right? But at school, they're not safe. They're not safe going to school. Excuse me. They're not safe after school, right? So at what point are we going to go, right, hang on. It's like even youth clubs. If we got youth clubs, they're getting ambushed in the youth club, right? They're being attacked on the way. They might not even make it home from the youth club, right? So it's that point that we need to get in place, right? Protection. So they can go to youth clubs, right? It's no good they're raising all the money for youth clubs if they can't get there. Or they may be killed on the way. Or they might get ambushed in there, right, by their ops or outside. And this has happened loads. Same as schools. Teachers are being stabbed in school. Children's doing their exams are being stabbed in school. Ambushed outside school, right? So, I mean, bleed control, they need to be in schools as well. Outside, I mean, I think we've got a cabinet coming outside of school actually soon. But yeah, it's about protecting our children. So, this is why I reach out to parents, carers, right? Do you, feel scared and in fear when your children go out, even if it's just to the park? Or, shopping, Croydon, or what? Or they're going to a party. I mean, I noticed from 2017 was where I noticed that kids were taking knives to parties, right? What we've got now, kids are so in fear that they're carrying knives. So what are we going to do to stop them being scared? I'm putting that out there because that's something we need to talk about, think about. What can we do, right? I know, what we're trying to implement is the patrols with the police and the community, because that should alleviate, some fear and stuff. But is that enough? I don't know, massive shout out to Leslie Ann as well. Right, I'm going to finish up the live in a few minutes, all right, because I got to get ready for action. Make noise, end knife crime. And please, wherever you are, send us your clips, yeah? 30 seconds. You in the car, right? Making noise. Beeping up your horn, right? Send us the clip, right? This is, like I said, we are intending to keep this going until we get the attention from Boris, all right? And then protect our children. This can't continue, and we're adamant we're not going to keep just letting this happen. So anybody who's listening in, right, please DM us, contact us, right? If you've got any suggestions, how we can get the government to listen, right, and force them to get this Cobra meeting, right? We've never had a Cobra meeting, ever, for knife crime, and the death of our kids. So that's what we're working on, right? So help us to help the kids, okay? Make noise, end a knife crime, add us up on all socials, all right? As well as Let the Youth Live. Tag us, please, right? Send us your clips, okay? Because we've been putting them into reels and promoting, the whole initiative, all right? If you haven't signed the petition, that is in our bio as well on Let the Youth Live. Please make sure to follow us up on all social platforms. Let the Youth Live, all right? Sending everybody lots and lots of love, all right? Wishing you all a wonderful Sunday, all right? And please join us at 4 to make some noise. End knife crime, all right?